Do you ever ask yourself why successful people lose belief? It's a weird place in our country and our world right now. And I've just come off of an amazing weekend where families across our country celebrated the freedom that we have as a nation. We got to spend time together at pools, lakes, boats, beaches, sharing barbecue, watermelon, squirt gun battles with grandkids, and just crazy stuff. But it made me look at our country and just think about why some people succeed and then they fall off that cliff. They fall off that path. And it's true in every business, but I was thinking about our Juice Plus business today and thinking about how successful people, they have big goals. And I have so many that have achieved, 200 to 300 people that have achieved the top level in our company and have become national marketing directors and get benefits, and they get expense allowance and great, consistent, reliable, faithful income for their families. But sometimes things happen. We get off to a fast start. And in our business, I think people were on a mission. They had a mission, maybe two-forked mission. Maybe they were on a mission to inspire healthy living around the world, and they felt their calling was to share our amazing product, which would bless their family with as many people as they could. And they got in this business because of the health benefits of our product, and that was the driving force that helped them make a decision. Or maybe you're like Lori and I, where we found our product because we were looking for a business. We found the Juice Plus company because we were looking for a way to make an extra $1,000 a month, and then we realized how great the product was. But either mission that you started on, you were on a mission. In some point in time, something happens, and a goal that you have that's important to you, maybe it's a step, a position, a promotion, something happens and a goal gets delayed. You miss a goal or a deadline, and you're frustrated, you're disappointed, and it may be because life happened. Life does happen. There are family crisis, there are health crisis, there's relocations, there's taking care of elderly parents, there's all kinds of things that happen in life. And then the thing that our generation's experienced that no other generation in history has experienced is a global pandemic. COVID happened. It affected our daily lives. It made us live in isolation, whether we liked it or not. It took away the opportunity to be in a relationship marketing business because you couldn't reach out and touch somebody. You had to figure out Zoom and screens and, make yourself presentable from the waist up so that you could do things on camera. But you couldn't touch them. You couldn't hug them. You couldn't build those relationships. So life happened. It may have changed your model. Maybe you're one of those loving, hugging, put a smile on your face. There's just trust in your eyes, and people would follow you and love to join you. And you instilled confidence in other people because they could grab your hand and you could go do something with them. It was just hard to feel the touch of that firm grip through a Zoom screen. So life happened. And maybe you kept trying the same old methods that had made you successful, that had made you hit your first 10 goals, your first 5 goals, but you missed that one goal. And you're frustrated, you're disappointed, but you keep trying the same old methods. And in that moment, leadership across our country failed. The model that you used didn't work because you couldn't reach out and touch people. You were trying on Zoom and on screens, but maybe it wasn't working. And what I found is when leadership fails you, whether it's maybe in our business, it could be your upline, maybe they failed you, but I think we all have felt for the last 3.5 years a failed leadership in our country. There was nobody there that was leading the way, holding the torch, taking charge, seizing new territory, seizing new ground, that we could follow somebody we trusted that had charisma and energy and the ability to just think on their feet. We didn't have that person. So no matter what business you were in, you'd wake up and watch the news and hear things, and there was doubt. And when leadership fails you, you feel alone. So one of the things that I saw happen was when we first started our business, and when I saw people that were succeeding and on a mission, urgency was their friend and their partner. It wasn't something that they feared, but urgency was a friend and partner in their life, in their journey. They knew when things were important. They knew when deadlines were present, like a college student cramming for an exam. They didn't want to cram for an exam, but they got caught off guard, or they put it off, but they did what they needed to do to finish what they started. And when a leader loses belief, it's that window, that crack in the armor that lets procrastination take hold, which is human nature. But leaders normally don't let procrastination get in their way because they're on that mission we talked about. But when your mission gets distracted, when a goal doesn't get achieved, maybe even a goal that you've missed the deadline twice, three times, and you begin to doubt. You begin to doubt, maybe I can't do this. And you have no more urgency. You can't push yourself because there's doubt is settled in. Questions arise. Can I really do this? Or the biggest thing I see is blame. If the company would just fix this, if the company would just do that. And that doesn't mean that the company, our country, our political system, whatever, that doesn't mean there's not problems. But are you going to rise above that? Or are you going to find yourself immersed in that being the excuse? Because, I mean, you can find it. If you want an excuse or you want to blame, you can find one. But there are also stories of overcomers. I think about, my former pastor, who was one of the last to ever get polio, because I'm not the last to ever get it, but he was born right before the vaccine came out. And so he got it, and he had post polio as an adult, but he was such an overcomer. I mean, he had a limp, his back hurt him all the time. He had one leg that was half the size of another leg, and he could have always had an excuse. But for some reason, God put that overcomer mentality in him. He was a leader that was successful, and he didn't lose belief. So you can say, if they would only fix it, and blame it on somebody else. Or you can blame it on another person. If she would only do this, if he would only do that, look at what they're doing. And what I find is that there's commitment still present. I mean, when you've got a life-changing product that's made an impact on your life, your spouse's life, your kid's life, maybe your parents' life, or you see other people that have had resounding benefits from this product. You see people that have gone from, um, you know, maybe commuting and spending 3 hours a day in the car and driving to a job that was not convenient for them. They didn't like the person next to them in the cubicle they had to sit to, or whatever. And you see the freedom that's unleashed in them because they've built this business and it's allowed them to maybe sing this song one day. I love, this is funny. I said, I don't care if you quit your job, but I want you to be able to one day sing the song, take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. You have that freedom that's not constraining you. You could do that. But people are committed, but doubt has set in because they missed a goal. So that successful person is not a doubting, um, blaming person. But when there's a goal they put out there, maybe it's a QNMD trying to make NMD. Maybe it's a QSC trying to make sales coordinator, and they've missed their target one time. Maybe they missed it a second time. And all of a sudden, that bigger goal they have seems unachievable, and doubt sets in. They lose belief. It's not gone, but it's lost for the moment. Their commitment is still there. So you can have committed people that don't have the success and ability to function because their belief is at a low level, but they're still committed. And to me, this is where you, as a leader, goes out and grabs that successful person, that person that's been a superstar, and you grab them and say, you can do this. I've done it. I've walked in the shoes you're walking in. I failed and had to re-hit a target again before. You can do this, and we're going to do this together. And what you do as a leader is you have to re-secure their belief. And the easiest way to do that is to create a stepping stone path to the goal they've fallen short of. And you help them land on the first step. I was talking to one of our leaders last night, and I said, maybe somebody is on their way to national marketing director, and they need that fifth leg in performance bonus qualification, and that seems to be a target they can't hit. They keep trying and trying. They can't quite get 1 month where they've got the 5 legs in bonus, or they need that third leg in promote out bonus. So help them change their focus and their doubt of a goal that seems so big that they haven't achieved a couple times. Maybe they've missed the deadline a couple times. Take their eyes off of NMD and get them to see that I want you to get the national marketing director as bad as you do, but you're trying to eat the elephant in one bite. Let's figure out what the next bite is, not trying to open our mouth wide enough and get the whole thing in one step. Because when you do that, you don't see the components that have to happen. So that first step might be you helping them get that fifth performance bonus leg. And tell them, hey, we're going to have a spa day. We're going to go get a massage. We're going to go ride our bikes on, I'm going to take you on a trip. We're going to go do something fun. It doesn't have to be expensive. It's you and her, you and he celebrating together, landing on that first step. And if you will help them celebrate hitting that first step or second step a couple times, you have restored their belief that they can conquer the steps they need to achieve the bigger goal. And so they've taken their focus off the bigger goal, and each and every month they're committed to making this month better than last month, not procrastinating, not hitting the inevitable restart button just because they feel like they don't want to push hard. No, you've got a baby goal with them that's going to help them get their bigger goal. And that's how you restore belief in a successful person. I've never seen more successful people in my life give up than I have since COVID. And I think the main reason is most people go through cycles like that. But in previous times, the person that they would lean on, that would grab them by the bootstraps and pull them up, their mentor, their buddy, their spouse, their partner in life, their partner in this business, maybe they've got the funk too. Because you see what happened is we, COVID affected each of us differently. The pandemic, the mandates, the lockdowns, the isolation, all of us had affected differently. But it's probably one of the first times ever that we've all been slapped in the face with something that big all at the same time. We've all faced things, but very rarely has it been global in nature or nationwide in nature. Did it affect us the way this did? So nobody was unaffected. Some were just affected more than others, but everybody had an effect. And I've never seen more successful people. Maybe it's because that mentor, that leader, got sucked into the same, cyclone that they did, and they've not recovered yet. So, God's so good. And one of the things that, if you look at Scripture, there's so many crises and battles and things that His people overcame. Many times, the reason they went through them is of lack of faith or ego or self-reliance when they needed God, but they didn't rely on Him. But anyway, there's such a history of when crisis happens, there's a remnant that benefits from all the fruit of restoration. And that's what I realized this weekend as we celebrated our freedom, that this country, America, was founded by men who broke loose from bondage from another country. They wanted freedom. They established freedom. They created a constitution. They laid it down for us. And there's so much resiliency in our nation. And there have been so many crises in our country and so many crises that have been avoided. But always you see those that see opportunity in the restoration of what was lost. And I've been with this company for 36 years and I've never seen a pandemic or COVID before. Don't kid yourself. I'm not telling you that I've been through that before, but I've been through cycles where this group of people, this leadership group that's a part of this company, where we've gone through cycles. We've had battles, but we've always won the war.